Hey everybody, welcome to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron. Today we have Hot Shot back in the shop. I'm gonna start at the back and work my way forward and start working on finishing this truck up. We're gonna finish welding in our panel we put in there to replace that spare tire door, clean up, finish our license plate recess, build our trailer hitch, start hooking up lights, and just work our way forward. But first thing I want to do before I do anything else, I'm going to clean up this windshield channel real good, and I'm going to put this windshield that we got over here in, because I don't want it laying out there on the table and getting broke. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll get started on finishing up the back. All right, I went ahead and cleaned up the window channel really well. And guys, do me a favor. If you got a square body, or any older car for that matter, if your windshield starts leaking, at best, call a glass guy, have him come put a new seal in it. I mean, prying it back and filling it with silicone, or taking it out and gluing it in with butyl like they did on this truck, it's not the right way to fix it. It's just a temporary mistake. I mean, it just makes a mess. I spent the last hour cleaning this all up, and you get stuff like that in there and it starts trapping moisture, and it's just not good. So I cleaned up as much of it as I could, and then I took this one-step primer and I put a coat all the way around, but I made sure that I covered any bare metal spots from cleaning it, or any spots that were already rusty. And that's what this stuff is for, bonding and sealing. It's you put it in before you glue in windshields and stuff like that. So that's what it's made for. But I went ahead and did that. I'm walking around, I don't even know what I'm doing. So why I'm letting that stuff set up, because I don't want to put the seal in there and trap it in there wet. It dries really fast, but you can see it's still kind of shiny and glossy in some spots. So I'm going to do my best to try to do something with this dent without fully body working it. I definitely want to get this crease right here kind of tapped back up, because that'll keep the windshield seal from sitting right. And then I'm going to try to pop this up just a little bit. Not perfect. I'm not going to body work it all out, because we're not painting it, and wherever the truck goes, when it ends up getting painted, they can body work it. I don't like leaving open body work. So I'm just going to try to pop it up so that windshield seal sits in there right, and so that cab marker light sits on there right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that while we let that dry, and I'll probably bring you guys back after I put the windshield in, because I'm here by myself. I don't have anybody helping me, and it's going to be hard enough to get the windshield in without trying to get camera angles and film and everything else. So I'm going to work on that dent. I'm going to stab the windshield in, and then we'll get back with you and move on to a fun project. All right, well, I got this back up where it's supposed to be. I got this tapped back and straightened out where the windshield rides in there. I still got a low spot right here, but I don't want to put a ton of work into it, like I said. And I got this up where that light's going to mount right, and I got this in right where the windshield sits right in there. So we got the windshield in, and man, let me tell you, it just slid right in. Not much problems at all. Went right in there. The key to for me anyways, the key to getting these windshields in, a lot of lube. When you put your seal in, hose it down real good. When you put your windshield in, hose it down real good. When you go back to do your locking strip, hose it down real good. I just walk around with my windshield tools in one hand and aerosol glass cleaner in the other hand, and just keep it soaked, and makes the windshield slide in the seal pretty easy. And it makes the locking strip slide in like really, really nice. I just noticed one spot that my locking strip's not down all the way, so coming back to get the best windshield tool ever designed. I can touch that up a little bit. These windshields aren't super hard to do. If you're not confident, if you can't look at your truck and go, hey, I'm gonna pull that windshield out and put the new one in, I wouldn't recommend trying it. But it's really not that bad. This is the only style windshields I'll do, mainly because I know how to do them. I've done a ton of them, and it's pretty simple with the two-piece, the seal and the locking strip. So it goes in pretty good. We got it in. If you guys remember, this cowl panel up here had a really bad dent, whoop-de-doo, whatever you want to call it, in it. I went ahead and pulled it out because it made it easier to use the tool that I have to put the locking strip in. And we took another one off of the parts truck to use on here. So I washed the windshield. You can tell because it's all streaked up, and that means I did it because I can't get a window clean to save my life, literally. So change of plans. It's hit 100 degrees here. I don't run fans when I'm filming because I don't want you guys to have to listen to all the humming in the background. And I don't have AC or none of that stuff, so it's just getting warm. I've only been at it about an hour. I'm already soaking wet. So rather than firing up the welder and doing a bunch of welding and generating a bunch more heat today, I'm gonna get started on putting windows in the cab and putting stuff back on the cab, drilling the doors for the mirrors, all that kind of stuff. So instead of working on the bed today, we'll work on the cab, and then I'll get over here either really late one night or early one morning and get all that welding stuff that we need to do done, and I'll film it for you. But we're gonna keep going on the cab and start putting that thing back together. All right, I'm gonna start putting the cab lights on. We got a whole brand new kit. Got all new bases, new pigtails, new lenses. So first thing I'm gonna do is go through and wire all these. So you got to figure out which wires are which. I got 3 wires here. So 2 of them are going to go to power and 1 of them is going to go to ground. So the thinner wire, I believe, is power, and the 2 thicker ones, or the 2 thicker ones are the power. That goes from light to light and down to the switch. And then the grounds tie in. So I'm going to go ahead and wire all these up, and then we'll finish putting the lights on. Okay, I'm going to use heat shrink butt connectors so we can seal these up good in here. Just going to go along, put the connectors on all the wires and hook our new pigtails up and move on. I made this mistake once before, but if you hook your wires up before you put your bases for your lights on, you can't get the bases in right. So best thing to do is put these together first. Stick that in there. down through. Then we'll go ahead and hook these up. Grab our little torch, crank these butt connectors down. Tuck all that down in there. And then this light kit that we bought, it came with some cheap LED bulbs, and they never work out good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put regular incandescent bulbs in there, and it'll be a lot better and it'll last a lot longer. So I'm gonna stick that bulb in there and then we'll throw that cover on. I got those straightened out. I got our bulb in there. Now, grab a new lens. Some new screws. Alright, now I just got to do that 4 more times and we'll be in business. Got those all done. Gonna turn on the headlight switch, see if any of them work. And none of them do. But none of my lights are working, so there's a chance we blew a fuse or something. So, and honestly, I never turned the lights on since the truck's been here, so they could have had a blown fuse or something wrong with it all along. So for right now, I'm just gonna leave them. I got a bunch of other lights I need to do, and then when we get everything hooked up and figure out why we're not getting power, then we'll check them again. I took my shop vac and cleaned up all my cowl area here, got all the leaves and broken glass and whatever else off of it. Now I got the new cowl piece that I took out of I took off of the parts truck. So we're going to put it on here. Alright. If you guys have never done one of these before, they got these dowels that stick out of the back of this. And you got holes in your cowl right below the windshield gasket there that they slide into. And they're just for alignment purposes. You just slide them in there. And then you got bolts that go across here. That holds it on. That's it. I'm short one bolt right now, but I got a whole pile of them over there, so I just got to go grab one. But it's going to do it for that. We got that back on. I think I'm going to start working on putting the windows in the passenger side door. So we'll get everything moved around and we'll get on that. Alright. I took the afternoon off yesterday, went home, heat got the best of me and I ran out of water over here at the shop, so rather than going and getting some water and coming back, I just went home and called it a day. So we're going to go ahead and get back on this. Started out early this morning, it's a little cooler, and get this door put together. First thing I'm doing is just taking this door handle and dropping it down out of the way so that I can get the regulator in there. Got that started. The way I do this, I put the regulator in the door and I put my the slide that's on the door side, I put it in, and then I can put my window knob on and I'll turn it until I find my holes. If you can get one or two or whatever lined up, then you can get the rest of them. had to run a bunch of banging around going on outside. I had to go see what it was. Okay, so I got my 4 bolts started. I got my guide in the track on the door. Now I'm not going to tighten these all the way down. I'm just going to get them to where it pulls the regulator up against the door, but I'm going to leave them loose, so if it needs to move around a little bit, it can. Alright. Now I'm going to take my window felt off, because I got new ones, and it's a lot easier to put them in without the window in. We'll get that off, and then we're gonna pull this out also. Get the rest of this window seal out, and then I'm going to go and get the new seals, and then we'll come back and keep going. Alright, I've gone over this before in other videos, but I'll show you just real quick again. There's these little clips here on this outer felt, and there's little grooves in the door. So you just take and set that in there. And then we got our seal that goes all the way around the window, and it's got these little clips that push up into the top of the truck. Alright, we got our glass. What I like to do is you can get the regulator to come up all the way out the top, and then I'll take my glass got that slid in. Get our window drop down in there. We'll run it all the way down. And gonna pull our seal. We got this seal that runs along the front side of the window. That's part of that big seal that goes all the way around. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that out, and then we'll put the vent window in. The way I'm doing it, putting the vent window in before the seal, makes it a lot tougher to get the seal in, but it's a lot easier to get the vent window in, or to get the glass in, because if you try to put the vent window in and then put the glass in, it's a pain in the butt to get the glass in. Alright, got our vent window installed. Coming over early to beat the heat didn't work very well. I'm already soaking wet. So, we got our windows in. Now I got to put in our seal that runs up around the window and down the front of this, which it's a little bit harder with the window in, but it's not too bad. You just got to try to kind of get your hands in there and fish it around. So I'm going to put that seal in, hang our door handle back up, and then for right now, that's pretty much going to do it for this door. I got to take the mirror, the big mirror off of the other door and get it, make sure it's straight, get it lined up on here and drill some holes, and I'll go through that with you guys. And the other door is already together. I just need to put seals in it, so we're just going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and slap the seals in that real quick, and that should just about be it for the doors, and we can move on to something else. Alright, made a little bit of progress since the last time you guys saw me. This door is completely ready. It's got the brace back in it, got my arm pull attachment on, everything. This door came off of like a 88 to 91 Suburban that had more of the newer style mirrors on it, so they blacked that part of the window out. But I think it's just a sticker or something. It's only on the inside, so I can probably scrape it off. But I used the glass that was in this door because it was the best one I had. Got all my seals in. I got my new seals in this door. Had to replace the vent window, unfortunately, because the latch for it was missing, and I was trying to put it on, and I don't know how well you guys can see all the glass all over the floor, everywhere, but let's just say it exploded in my face. So, trying to fight on, trying to move along, got everything done on this door, braces, everything. So, as far as the interior goes, I want to deep clean it to get as much of the dirt and crap and everything as I can out of it. I still have to fix the jams, but I am not welding right now. It's 103 in here. So we'll hold off on that. Maybe I'll get here early tomorrow morning and get it done. So in the meantime, I'm going to start putting the front end back together. Got all new marker lights. We're going to put all the headlights and everything back in. I'll probably clean this up a little bit, maybe shoot some paint on it. I got to straighten out one of those bumper brackets because it's bent a little bit and it's holding the bumper in funny. So, yeah, I'm going to keep on going, putting lights on, putting the front end back together, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to keep getting this truck done. Alright, I got brand new lights for both sides. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put new bulbs in them, which I didn't grab, so let me go grab those and then we'll get these lights put on. Alright. Had to go get some bulbs, but we got them now. So. Alright, I'm going to go throw the other one on the other side. Then we'll start putting this front end back together. Alright, like I mentioned before, when I took this truck apart, something happened to the front end and they had it all butchered up, kind of put together however the heck they figured out to put it together. So I'm putting new parts on it, putting it all back together right. This grill brace was missing. This lower piece was missing. It was kind of homemade. If you go back and watch the old videos of when I took this apart, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm trying to put all the right pieces back in it now. So. We got our lower balance piece, I guess you'd call it here. I'm not really sure what it is, but what it's called. We got a new one to throw in here. Well, not new. I got it off of another truck, but all right. Alright, got that bolted in on the sides. This piece that I got the center support for the grill, or for this piece, is a little broke down here, so I'm going to just get a bolt and a washer and pinch it in there, but it'll be a lot better than it was. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll move on and start putting other stuff back in. Alright, we're going to get our headlights back in. Got my springs, never want to forget those. Just do like I typically do. We'll get them in there and close to adjusted, and then once I get it going later, and that adjuster broke. Alright. Let's see if I got another one laying around. If not, I'll have to go get some. But we can do this other one. Or not. That one's broke too. Alright, I guess I'll go find some headlight adjusters and then we'll keep going. Okay, I got our new headlight adjusters. Just went ahead and got all 4 new, so we didn't have to mess around anymore. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of eyeball adjust these the best I can. And then later on, once we get everything put together, I can go and shine them on a wall or something and straighten them out. But for right now, I'm just getting them pretty straight. And that'll be good enough for now. Got that one in, and go ahead and do the other one, and then we'll keep on going getting this front input back together. Okay, next thing we're going to do is try to get this grill in. I've got about 3 out of the 5 mounting tabs at the top, and all the mounting tabs on the side and the bottom are broke. So we're going to see what we can do. I think I may be able to put this D-clip in the middle here, and there's enough there that I can at least attach it. So we're going to try that out, see what happens. But other than that, we'll find a way to attach it halfway decent so it's solid. And can't put the grill on until after I put this trim piece on, because I need to be able to get behind it with the feed nuts on. So, getting ahead of myself. And this trim piece that I got, it's got a pretty decent little dent in it right there. So I'm going to go over and take a body hammer and straighten that out, and I'll show you guys how it turns out. Alright, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but other than replacing it with a new one, it's not going to get much better. So I'm going to take this and I'll slide it on here. Alright, we'll get the rest of the trim, put the end pieces on, and then we'll get back to mounting the grill. Alright, back to the grill. As I was saying before, I've got 3 of the 5 tabs on the top. I've got 1 tab here in the middle I can connect. So I'm going to go ahead and get those hooked up. And then we'll see what else I can do without having to drill any holes or anything like that. So I just gotta find what I did with my screws. There they are. When it comes down to these trucks being all tore up and modified and whatnot by previous owners, unless there's like major catastrophe, there's never any reason you can't make it go back to stock and make it look decent. That's what we're doing here. If we'd have kept going on this project like we started and we were going to paint it and everything else, I would have probably had him buy a new grill for it so that everything was good. But since we're not painting it, we're leaving it kind of like it is, we'll just go ahead and stick this old grill back in it, and should be okay. I gotta get 1 more screw, put it in the bottom, and then yeah, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Alright, well, I know I said I didn't want to drill any holes to make this grill mounted solid, but I did. The grill already had holes in these corners from where it was screwed to that piece of aluminum angle iron or whatever they had in there before. So I just went ahead and put some holes through this lower fascia piece, whatever it's called, and just put a couple small screws in there. They don't look terrible. You won't really notice them unless you're looking up close and you know they're there. But this thing's really coming along compared to what it was. I'm gonna have to see if I got a picture of the hokey front end around somewhere so I can do a before and after. But we got all our trim on, got our grill back in, It's mounted nice and solid, ain't going nowhere. Last thing we got to do up here is the headlight doors, and those were purchased brand new, aftermarket repops. So I'm gonna stick those up in here like so, and that'll finish off our front end. Obviously these are clean and new. The grill, not so much, but once again, until somebody wants to do the body work and paint it up, it's going to look a lot better than it did when it came in. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those on, and we'll start working on the bumper. All right, I got my bumper brought over here. This bracket's off a different truck, but it's the outer bumper bracket for over here. And this end of the bumper was curled in really bad when before I started taking it apart. So I took that bracket off another truck and compared it to the one that was on here, and it looked like it was bent, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to go ahead and swap it out, and the bumper doesn't really look all that bent up, so we're going to just kind of put everything on there loosely and try to get it lined up the best we can, and then tighten it all down. So we'll see what happens there. Right now I'm just, this is, I still don't know exactly what year truck this is. Judging by the fact that it's got the parking lights in the bumper, turn signals in the bumper, I'm going to say it's an 81, 82. I thought the guy told me it was an 83, but I don't think they put the parking lights in the bumper anymore in 83. I think those all went to either in the grill or under the headlights. So I'm gonna say 81, 82. We'll just call it 81 because why not? So we got brand new parking lights to go here in the bumper because these are not in the greatest shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these pulled off. I'll grab the new lights, we'll throw them on. And this is the side of the bumper that goes over there. I got it upside down, and it looks like it's a little mangled here, so I might try to take a hammer to it and straighten it up a little bit, because that bracket for this side that was straight is straighter than this one. So I might take a hammer to it, see if I can't straighten it out a little bit more, but one way or another we're going to flex it on there and make it look decent. While I got the lights out, I'm going to take a couple swings at this with a hammer and see if I can't kind of get the twist back in it. I'm trying to figure out, I know this part's flexed forward, but it seems like this part's curled in, so I'm not sure exactly which way I need to go with it, but we'll hit it a couple times to see if it moves. Alright, so here's our new lights. All shiny and pretty and fancy. Clear lenses, so we're going to have to run amber bulbs. But I got to switch over the E-clips for the threaded part. And then I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and then we can hang this bumper. Alright. This pigtail was busted. The wires were pulled out of it, so I went ahead and got a new one and stuck that on there. I got my lights installed, and I think I got this bumper about as straight as I'm going to be able to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that bracket back on the other side loosely, just leave it loose, and then I will hang the bumper from the frame, and we'll do what we can to get it as straight as we can and see how it turns out. I'm just gonna do it, and I'll bring you guys back and show you what it looks like afterwards. Little surprise. Don't want you to see it getting done, we'll just show you the after effect. So I'm gonna throw that on real quick, show you how it looks when I'm done. All right, it was a hard fought battle. Blood was lost, literally. But I got the bumper on, and it's pretty dang close to straight. The bumper itself's a little bent, but it doesn't look bad. Got the spacing pretty even all the way across. Looks pretty good. Happy with it. A lot better than it was before. So that's done. And remember a little earlier in the video when I put those cab marker lights on and none of them worked? Got those fixed too. I was testing out the lights up here that I put on and got them to work. Well, all but one. I had to replace that socket like I showed you. I did not replace this one because it didn't look like anything was wrong with it, but after testing it with the power probe and stuff, it's got power to it, but it's not conducting it to the bulb. I cleaned it and everything else, and it's just not working. But all the headlights, parking lights, everything, hazards work. These up here, all that was wrong with them is they got like a little metal clip that slides over the edge of the hole, and that's what the wire's hooked to for the ground. And just sitting there for the last 10 years or so and not being used, they just weren't making contact. So I just went in there and rubbed them all around a little bit, and they started making contact, and we got cab lights working. So I'm gonna throw the windshield wiper arms back on real quick, but not even gonna show you guys that. You know how the wiper arms go on. But it's been a rough one. It's warm, everything's fighting me because I'm using different parts off of different vehicles and so on and so forth, and it's been a fight, but we're getting it back together. It's gonna turn out good, and I'm gonna enjoy doing it. So I'm gonna throw those wiper arms on, then I'm calling it a day. Go home, get this video up for you guys. But man, that's a big difference compared to what it was before. The bumper was all like smashed up in there. This piece of aluminum angle iron right here, whatever it is, flashing for a house or something, it took the place of this lower valance panel. None of this trim was on here. It didn't have headlight doors. Huge difference. We got this on now. That looks better than the one that was all caved in right here. That door and fender over there. I know we all wanted to paint it. I wanted to paint it. You guys all wanted to see me paint it. You've commented and told me that, and I know. But let's be honest, from what the truck was when I started, just to where it's at now is insane. It's awesome. And I'm gonna keep going on it and work my way back. Since I started on the front, I'll go ahead and I'll get the hood back on. I'll get the wiper arms back on. And next video on this truck, I'm gonna move to the interior and I'm gonna deep clean the crap out of this. I mean, it's gonna look brand new when I'm done. Everything behind the dash, inside the glove box, ashtray, behind, under the seats, everything is gonna get deep cleaned. And then I will patch up the rockers the best that we can. And there's a lot to do on the interior. It might be 2 videos. I still gotta recover the seat. I still gotta repair the dash pad. Just a lot of stuff. But It's gonna be nice when it's done. We got all brand new interior, new seat foam, new seat cover, new door panels, new armrest. We're redoing the dash pad. I got new visors for it. It's gonna come out good. You're gonna like it. But anyways, this video's been a little slow. I've been a little slow, but if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because you're not gonna wanna miss the next video. We start working on the interior in this thing, and it's really gonna come together. If you are subscribed, please share. Leave me a comment, hit the like button, ring the bell, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. If it wasn't for y'all, there'd be no me. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.